Hello, welcome to the show. This is East Tennessee Music Scene on the Rise. I am Scott Thomas, here with the incorrigible Bobby Moore. He's finally returned after a long hiatus of being away.
I'll get into stuff.
We won't get into that, but we're here with the KINCAID Band. These fine people right next to me here. We'll go ahead and let them introduce themselves one by one. We'll start at the end.
Hi, my name's Dave Nutzel. I play bass and sing backup vocals.
Hey, Bill Kincaid, play guitar, backup and lead vocals. Dave also does lead vocals too.
Scott Houston, drum, vocals.
Cat Bray, lead vocals, percussion.
Tron Luttrell, lead vocals, and a bit of harmonica.
That's pretty cool. How long have you guys been together as a band?
Wow. Well, we'll make it real quick. Dave and I started this together back in the 70s. And then we got in the 80s and we got Tron. And we were called the News Band. And then Dave went to Missouri and had a family and stuff. Me and Tron stayed together. And by process of elimination, I'd say going almost 40 years.
Wow. Yeah, March of 2020, Bill and I will be celebrating 40 years together.
40th anniversary. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys have quite a bit of extensive experience in the music industry and playing in this area. Have you ventured out to other city, states?
Yeah, I think over the years, I mean, we have. We kind of do a little thing in Bristol. Tron and I played in Georgia, the Carolinas. You know, we've ventured out. I think music scenes, just like everywhere, including here. Lots of local groups trying to find their way, you know, and doing this and that. Mostly covers. We do both, you know, originals and covers. But I think now there's more bands, I believe. When we started, you know, we could probably have a run of the area where we play, but now there's so many bands now, you know. We still stay busy, but there's a lot of bands out there now.
Fewer venues to,
exactly.
to hold all those bands together,
exactly.
too.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
Well, we call ourselves East Tennessee Music Scene, but we're a very small portion of it. You guys, bands yourselves, make up the rest of it.
Right. That's true.
So if you don't mind us asking, how have you guys each met? I mean, what are the stories behind that?
Dave and I got together. We were a garage band, and then we just.
I was playing in a band with some guys. I was in college, and our guitar player was in high school, and he knew Bill from Fulton, and Bill was like the hot dog guitarist. So we were thrilled to get him, and that band became known as Desire. And we went on the road and did all that stuff. That's how we met.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Tron at Bradley Station sneaking in when I was 16 years old. He was playing with Raz and Friends, Charisma.
And I'll go back even further. Tron played at my junior high school dance. And I said, these guys are loud. So all the kids, we were all venturing back to the end of the gymnasium, but I went up to them and requested a Steppenwolf song, Magic Carpet Ride. And they did it
We did
twice.
Steppenwolf and Ozzy, Grand Funk Railroad, and all that.
But they were very loud.
The louder stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I met Bill at a mutual friend's birthday party. Actually, before that, I was playing in another band, and they said, "Oh, do you know who that is? Oh man, that's Bill Kincaid." I'm like, "Yeah, so." Not to be mean, I just moved here. I didn't know who he was. Later on down the road, I met him again at a birthday party, and I said, "Hey, man, I'm Scott Houston. Met you a while back. Here's my number. Give me a call. My band literally just broke up 24 hours ago." I was like, "I got no band," and he gave me a call 6 months later down the road. I'm like, "Okay," and then I auditioned for them. I still think it's funny. Dave didn't say a word to me on the night of audition. I thought he didn't like me. I went back and told the story, but I've been in the band for about 5 years. Got sick.
Good addition.
Got sick for a little while, so I was out for a little bit, but came back stronger and ready to rock, and been doing it with them since, and plan on for another 5 more years with these guys. So,
just for the record, I still don't like you.
Just for the record, that's fine. No, Dave and I became really, really, really good friends over the 5 years that I've been in this band, along with everybody else in the band. Bill, Dave, Tron, and of course our newest addition, next month will be her 1-year anniversary with the band in October. So she's been with us
Good
a
for
while
you.
now.
All right.
So, Kat, tell them how you met us.
Well, I went to
Oh, bless her heart.
about 2010. There was a tribute. Was it Kids tribute?
No, the book that came out.
Thing.
Yeah, I remember Strip in the 70s.
Okay,
And, it
and
was
I
it was a
just
book about
happened to come up there because I knew Neil Foster and some different people.
Jimmy Lawrence.
Yes, and I saw Tron doing his thing and y'all doing y'all's thing, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta meet them." So I ended up meeting y'all. We all became fast friends, and then I've been in several bands in the theaters at Pigeon Forge, and when I would get off work from my gigs, they would get off work from their gigs, and we'd all meet at Steak and Shake or the Waffle House and hang out and talk.
Yeah.
So,
And she paid for it.
so years later, Tron had some prior commitments, so I sat in for him while he was away, and then it just kind of morphed into here I am.
Well, a little
They
more
didn't
on
get rid
that.
of me.
No,
We've all had a Kat and the band. We as the band and Kat as an individual vocalist. We've always had a mutual respect for each other. And then when this situation came about, and then I came back, we just decided to make it a 5-piece group instead of 4 because we have always gotten along and everything. And it's been a very positive thing.
The thing too, Tron tells you how he hooked up with us. Tron had a few medical issues. We all had. Dave and I are cancer survivors. Scott has had some medical stuff, but we stayed together. We kept pushing through. Tron had a few little issues, and Kat said, "Yeah, I'll help you guys out." So when Tron came back, we were like, "Man, this has been fun," and we got some different music with a female vocalist and male vocalists. All 5 of us sing lead. So we're just like a fit. It was just like, hey, she was just jumped right in. Yeah. It was
Everything
like a
just
perfect
kind of
fit
worked
for us.
out all together.
Yes, worked out.
Absolutely.
Tron, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go Tron. You can tell how you hooked up with us. You could probably give your history playing around this area.
I came. I was on the road a majority of the 70s, and came back, and I had met Bill's mother playing a fraternity party when I was doing James Brown stuff back in '64, and she loved the band, and she told me about her son Bill. Well, and then I actually met Bill personally in '74, and he told me his last name, and I said, "Well, I met this lady, Miss Kincaid, that was with Sigma Chi." And he said, "That's my mom." And so we got talking, and then I came back off the road in '80 and called Bill. He thought I was just back in town for maybe a week or two. And I said, "No, I'm back in town for good." And he invited me down to sing with his band. And I said, "Sure, I'd like to come down to sit in." And I did, and it was on the Strip. And I never left.
Yeah.
It just everything gelled. And that was, March of 1980. So it's worked out. And he even I was looking for a place to stay when I came back off the road, and he was nice enough to let me and my miniature dachshund Prissy stay at his apartment for.
I've got a dachshund myself.
Oh, all right. Good man. I knew there's something about you, all
My
right.
name's Kitty.
All right.
There we go.
Aw.
It's good to see bands stick together for so long, even in one form or another, whether you be 4-piece or 5-piece or even 2 of you off playing together, and just all come back together and put your individual talents together as one band.
Thank you.
It's really great. We love for journeyman musicians to showcase their talent just as much as the newest bands out there.
Yeah. I agree. I think, too, we're a good band. And I tell people kind of go, "Oh, those old guys," like Scott said, he ran to a guy the other day, he said, "Those guys been around longer than the Beatles." Like, well, yeah, but we still play.
Is that a bad thing?
No, exactly.
Exactly.
Doing something right, I hope.
Yeah.
If you love it, you still do it. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't give it up.
And this was a guy in Spring City, Tennessee that knew who we were.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not even a local guy. He knew exactly who we were.
For you guys to be around that long and still be playing and
Still be
doing something
relevant.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
And, with our music, we have our originals, and Dave always said we need to push our originals out more, and we probably should because we got the website, we got the iTunes, we got that. But
Pandora.
we try to give everybody a great product, and and we do a lot of cover. We do everything from like James Brown to Ozzy, and now with Cat, we do Pat Benatar to Janis Joplin. So, and we do everything. And I think in East Tennessee, you got a college town, surrounding area. I think the country's trying to trickle in more and more. Garth Brooks is about to play, the stadium. But I still feel like we, as a group, have a handle on what music goes out there. We did a sorority party and we did mostly 50s and 60s and 70s, and then we did something else and it's all classic rock, and something else is newer music. So we have a variety of stuff. I think, people may look at this as like, oh, these old guys, but we're still as good as
venues,
if not better than most people out there.
Venues this day and time are so varied. You have to do the spectrums from say 50s through rather current, because you're going to have different clientele and from all age groups. So, you may have a couple walk up and they want to hear that anniversary. They want to hear These Arms of Mine by Otis Redding. You do that. And then you got these young people looking at you. I hope that's not all they do. And you kind of watch the crowd and look, and it's okay, we'll got something from them. And then you end up These Arms of Mine. And then all of a sudden you go, all aboard for the Crazy Train. There they freak out. I mean, so you mix it up and try to please everybody.
And now with Cat, like we did Melissa Etheridge's song last night, and I saw all the women looking at you, Cat. And they're all like, they were singing along with her, and that's just another advantage, if you want to call it advantage, for the band. It just makes it a little more versatile. So,
and now other bands are hiring female singers. Now is what they're, they're like, hey.
Found out too, in doing this, a lot of the younger crowd, I guess there's a perception that they're into the newer music.
Yeah.
But we have found a lot of the, younger musicians are really into the older stuff.
Yeah.
And that is really, really cool.
We've had some teenagers sitting on stage with us saying that they loved Ozzy and all sorts of different 70s bands.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because about a year ago in the USA Today, there was an article in the entertainment section there about a lot of the younger kids now in their teens, early 20s. Oh my gosh, I was listening to the radio the other day and I heard this new group called Led Zeppelin. Yeah, I mean, this was in the USA Today, and they're starting. A lot of these younger people are starting to find out about, like you say, your Ozzies, your Black Sabbaths, your Zeppelins, people like that, and that's good. It opens up the field of what you are able to play for people.
Yeah, it kind of gives me hope for the future too.
Yeah, I agree. I work at a local TV station, and a lot of times we have local entertainment come on, and a lot of these younger groups come on, and I'll hear them, they'll be warming up. I'm hearing them doing, like one band the other day was doing the Ocean, and they were warming up. One guy was doing the Doors, Roadhouse, and I'm like, okay, so obviously, and my wife works with this lady. Her son plays bass in one of these cool rock kind of bands, and he was a big Kiss fan. He got to meet Gene Simmons and thought that was the best thing ever, Instead of meeting, maybe a Taylor Swift kind of band or whatever, he wanted to meet Gene Simmons. And he was like 16, 17 years old. So
that's fantastic.
It's kind of like whatever music you grew up in, whether it be from your parents or in my case, I grew up in the 80s. So I was all big into the 80s hair bands.
Yeah.
Like Guns N' Roses, Poison, Great White, Def Leppard, all those guys.
Yeah, good stuff right there. Great White, great band.
Yeah. And
I went to see John Anderson at the Bijou, and the School of Rock was down there opening up for him. Yeah. And they did Frank Zappa.
Really?
Really? I wish I could remember the song now. 20th Century.
I know the 26 Schizoid Man is not Frank Zappa, it's King Crimson.
No, they did that, but they did a Frank Zappa song as well. I can't remember what they did, but they were all like 13 and 14 years old, girl drummers switching out, but they were like doing Frank Zappa, King Crimson, Zeppelin. They were doing a bunch of stuff, and I'm sitting there going, this is really good stuff right here. And they're young.
It gives you hope for the future.
It does. It gives me hope for the future.
And,
that's for sure.
Like Bill was talking with the girls watching Cat and singing along and everything. We have a song that's turned into one of our biggest songs, and you see these young people, 10, 11, 12 years old even, Summertime Blues by Eddie Cochran back in the 50s. And they are singing every single word, and just and I grew up in the 50s and stuff. My cousin graduated with Don Everly in 55 from West. They were best friends, and I would go to the Kaz Walker Farm and Home Hour when they would play for Kaz. And so I got turned on, and it's so good to see a lot of that stuff from my childhood coming back. And, it just, again, gives you more material to choose from. to satisfy your audience.
You talking about Kaz Walker just brings back memories. ladies, you're welcome to come in here because if anybody bothers you, we'll take them out in the parking lot.
Well, he was one of the nights we went to the Farm and Home Hour, but Ronnie took me up there. He was a little mad at them because he didn't like all the wiggling. In fact, there was a thing in the paper about it this week in the Sentinel. He said, "Now, boys, you're going to have to stop that wiggling." He said, "It don't sell groceries." And then he fired him shortly after that.
They thought he'd fire us, wouldn't he?
I worked at Channel 10 with Kaz Walker.
Did you?
Yeah, him and Preacher Mull. So I just run camera on the show. So I have several Kaz stories I can tell you off camera.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he used to, my grandparents worked for the Knoxville Journal when it was on Gay Street next to the Tennessee Theater. Kaz would hang out up there, and I would go up to see my grandparents when I was single digits. And he always called me Rusty because I had real curly hair like Rusty off Make Room for Daddy. He said, "Come here, Rusty," and he'd sit me on his lap, So, yeah, there's a lot of Kaz stories in this town.
So we kind of went off the music thing.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Well, kind of, but Kaz, got Dolly her start,
Oh, yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
so.
Hey, it's East Tennessee music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
From all generations.
Yes, correct.
Oh, big time.
You guys have an extensive background in cover music, but let's talk a little bit about your original stuff. What kind of sound do you guys put out there? I know most bands don't like to pigeonhole themselves into a genre, but do you guys have a specific sort of sound that you go by?
We're just a pretty straight up rock band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we throw in now. We have some other things. Tron. We do like a Moonlight. It's more. I don't know what you'd call it. It's
Country,
It's
maybe?
kind of more of a little country swing
feel.
It's a
thing.
little, yeah, country swing, a little rock thing, and it's basically a story. Like a lot of songs sometimes tell a story about things. They'll say what the vocalist or the guitar player, whoever wrote the song, experienced. And this one is a little thing about like what it was like dating back in the American Graffiti happy days. You parked in your car and all that stuff like that under the moonlight, put the top down, and it's about that. And then we've got some other stuff. Original stuff that's a little bit more heavy rock orientated
So you
stuff.
put $1 in gas tank
Scott
and
Ball.
drive 3 days.
Yes.
And Scott bought in some stuff like when we're trying to put our music on Pandora, his songs they wouldn't put in our group because it was a different type of rock. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the guy kept telling me, they won't accept this under you guys' rock banner because it's a little more. I don't know what you call it, Scott. Your original.
I guess when I was writing my material, it kind of went towards more the 90s or Richard Marx kind of upbeat storytelling tempo, possible ballad where, it's a ballad, but then it picks up the pace, in a certain part of the song. So, because, when I started writing, I was into Richard Marx and the 90s guys and stuff when that was going on with me. So I guess it just didn't fit. So, but when we do it now, we do it live from time to time as a band, and it goes over well.
Yeah, it
But they
does.
put their twist on it, on bass and on his lead guitar and stuff, and he sings harmony on there. And on the original, there was no backup vocals on the original.
And in fact,
Right.
this one original that we're talking about, when we opened up for Pat Travers here, we included that song in our set, and the response was like really, really good.
Yeah, because it's different. With Pat Travers, we try to stay a little more straight head rock, and then we kind of backed it down a little bit for his. So like Dave said, most of the stuff we've done is more straight rock. I don't know if you'd call it Bad Company, Stones, Black Crow kind of thing with a touch of Hendrix in it. I don't know. I can't describe it. Just it's just our original. So, but we're all influenced. Everybody's had stuff. Growing up in East Tennessee, you're gonna have a little more country flavor maybe. I grew up more R&B in my household. My dad listened to country, but then I was listening to rock and roll, and all my buddies would go, "What's wrong with you, man? Listen to that stuff," But that's what I liked. I wanted to hear, I like the Beatles, the Monkees, the Stones. That's what I listened to growing up.
I grew up in a household that was mostly, classic rock, but my mom, she was into Rod Stewart, Macy Gray, stuff like that. But I ended up listening to more metal.
Yeah.
As, a teenager, I was Metallica, Pantera, Slayer, Megadeth, But now I'm older age, I found 95.7 The Duke, and I'm into the old country.
On our Pandora rock station, we're mixed in with anything from AC/DC, Quiet Riot, Beck,
Yeah.
So I just tell everybody, you know, if you want to know,
I'm sorry.
you know, listen to our Pandora rock station. And I mean, Pandora mixes you with the, you know, style of rock that you do and everything. So, and that's where it's at on there.
Do you guys have a specific link, or did they go to Pandora and just type in your name?
Just type in the band, the KINCAID Band on the Pandora search, and it'll pop right up.
Yeah.
And you have a website?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The KINCAIDBand.net.
KINCAID
We're all
Band.
over Facebook individually in the group. So, you know, so we try to promote us as much as we can. You know, now everything is Instagram, Snapchat,
Oh, yeah.
Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, so we try to.
It's all about the social media
Exactly. I'm trying to. We have a Twitter account. I don't, and Instagram, but I don't get on as much as I should because it's just hard. Day job. We have a trio. We have the full band. You know, I'm married now. I'm like these guys. It's just hard. You know, we need to hire somebody actually to do that. Still being a local band, we're kind of a corporation, but still, you know, we're not good enough to hire somebody yet.
I have a 9-year-old nonverbal autistic boy who I love dearly, and I'll sit there and I'll try to promote the band or what's upcoming or anything on Facebook, and I'll just grab my hands like, no, we're not doing this today. It's okay, fine. I'll go ahead and I'll try it another day, no problem. But Facebook, I mean, for a while, that was the way to go. And it just seems to me these days that you're getting further and further knocked down in the social media ranks as other people post where they're going to be. And then people come to Bill or myself or anybody in the band, where are you guys playing tonight? What time do you guys start? And you just get lost in the shuffle.
Well, they want you to pay to boost the
yeah, and that's where that comes in now.
I don't want to get away from Kat. Kat promotes pretty well too. Kat does some karaoke and stuff, and she always promotes too, and she'll promote the band too. So Kat has a pretty good hand on getting into social media. I know she's mostly all over Facebook. So and she does like little wild things and stuff like that.
That's awesome. So anybody who wants to book you guys, do they go to your website? Is there a booking link there?
They could go to our website. Probably there's a place to book us. About the best way is to find us on Facebook. You know, usually people reach out to our Facebook page, and I have on there, if you can't reach us, if we don't respond immediately, I have mine, Scott's name in there, but we're all over, you know. But probably the best way is to find us on Facebook. You know, if you hit the website, it has a link, and it'll come to me. So we're easy to find.
Have you got any upcoming dates that you want to throw out there for the people to?
Goodness. Go ahead, Scotty.
Tonight, we're in Sevierville at the Roaming Gnome.
Which is, I don't know when this will be up, so you might tell me the date this is being.
Let's go anything past January, because it may be January before we can get this all out. Because this is season 3.
Okay. So wow,
hard rock things.
We're at the Hard Rock Cafe in Pigeon Forge, first Saturday of each month.
Okay.
That's for sure. 3 Jimmys in Gatlinburg will probably start up in January or February, and that's going to be every other month.
Yep.
We have Avalon Country Club, which is booking us from April all the way through the season, so 2020. So that's there. Other places will trickle in.
Yeah.
The Roaming Gnome, probably. They've been dragging their feet. We're going to talk to them about that.
We play in Bristol sometimes.
Yeah, the Bristol gig, we play there. We're going to have to do some renegotiating on that too. Adding another member means, I have to ask for you guys know.
Compensation has to equal the amount of band members on the roster.
We don't demand a lot, but we.
And we're able to put out additional stuff as to what we did, and whether it's yes, as an extra member, but the extra member has also allowed us to expand our repertoire.
Yes.
So it's not like we're not doing something to warrant that.
Yeah,
we're putting out a product, so.
Right. And we're also already. We played Wine on the Water last week. This was in September. We played Wine on the Water September 13th, and they already want us back for 2020. So we've already confirmed that. So that's something to look forward to. So obviously we're doing good. If a big organization like Wine on the Water asks us to play for them 3 years in a row.
This will be our 4th year doing the Helen Ross McNabb thing.
Well, that'll be beyond this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're probably wants back to. But we've done Helen Ross McNabb at Market Square in October. This will be our 4th year. By the time this airs, we've already done it. But that's also good flattering for the band, because they always say, you guys, we want to be rock stars. Yeah, but we're not. We're easy along. We come in, we'll do a good product, we'll set up our stuff. We're not going to say, hey, where's my drink? Hey, why, man, I get discount food. Like that. We come in and play. We'll give you a great product, and then you won't even know we're there.
So
Actually,
you guys don't require one jar full of only green M&Ms?
not yet.
Just make sure the people are reading the rider.
Yes.
Hey, before you guys wrap this up, Scott and Bobby, thanks for having us on the show.
Thank you
Yes,
guys
thank
for
you.
participating. We really enjoyed
Support on the rise.
And local music.
Local music.
music always.
Check out these guys on their website, anywhere you can find them. Look for them on any marquee out there possible. For those of you who don't know what a marquee is, it's a band. It's a sign.
Yeah,
that
it's a
has
big
bands
thing
on it.
out here.
Yes. I've been given a hard time by other bands by saying, "What's a marquee? Why are you calling them marquee?" The big sign out in front of the building.
Oh, man.
But yeah, anywhere you can find them, check them out. Anywhere between the 50s all the way up to present day, you guys will get a good product out of these guys.
Yes.
The KINCAID Band. Glad to have you guys here.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
East Tennessee music scene on the rise. Until next time. Later.